I am Amanda Brewer here again. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda Brewer. I'm a YouTuber that reviews makeup. I'm very honest about the makeup, so much so that people unsubscribe. But anyway, I'm also a published writer. You can find links to my books in the description box, and as well as other things in the description box. If you're new here, hi, how are you? I want to know, so put it in your comments. I am extremely tired. Like, extremely tired. I had a long day already. I was at work, of course. And then I went to Ulta for the first time. It's about an hour away. So, awesome. I got this palette. I've been wanting to try their brand. A lot of people don't love art that is based on history anymore because they're very, there's so much, they're trying to not be racist, but also reject history. And you can't reject history. You gotta learn something from history. That's why we need to know it, so we don't repeat it. But this is kind of history I love. See, we have African art on some of their palettes and Egyptian art. You know, I love it. It's like, you have the black woman here and you have, I guess, a white woman or lighter woman. But I love it, and it's beautiful. I love art like that. I love African art. I love Egyptian art and different culture arts, because I think it tells us a story of our history, and not all of it's ugly and bad. And I think it's very important to learn the lessons of our ancestors' mistakes so we don't repeat it. So I don't agree with tearing down statues. We need to remember so we don't repeat it, because we have something in common with our ancestors. We're still human. And if we get rid of all of it, even the good, as well as the bad, where can we draw from to make us better people? You know? We need to, I learned from my mother's mistakes. I did not repeat them. And that's very important to learn for your mother's or grandmother's mistakes. And so that tells me it's very important to learn from history's mistakes, because we're not that different than them. We have the same flaws in us that they did, but they learned through try and error. You know, didn't know if things were right or wrong. If we throw it all away, we're starting from scratch. And I think it's important to remember history, appreciate history, and especially the beautiful things. This is really pretty, beautiful, and I think that's wonderful. So that's what I thought of. And I think you're rather click off of the video because I haven't got to why you clicked on this video, but please continue to watch it. And I also got the Kylie, my first Kylie product is Too Mini Liquid Lip, and it's the shades that I usually use. So, but this is for another date, so I'm gonna get to why you clicked on this video. I was looking at the Colourpop today. It came up on my screen today. I wanted to order it, but I already spent money, so I really can't afford to spend any more money, so I work part-time. But I was looking at the Jekyll and Hill palette. The only one I have. And it has very wino shades to it. Yeah, this one. It's very wino and pop of purple in there. So I'm going to create a look with this. I do want to buy the wine palette, but in a later date when I have money. So I hope you haven't clicked on this video yet. But I'm gonna get to this. Yes, I think I need to start maybe with this one. Okay. And try to hold it together because I'm very tired. Okay. I filmed a video last night, but in the hotel had a song from Shrek in it, so it said you can't put this video up. So I was like, dang it. Because I tried my last 3 shades on this. So, yeah. So I'm gonna have to film that video again. Yeah. But anyway, let's get to this look. Okay. And you probably own a very similar palette as well. When I typed in to see reviews on the Colourpop wine palette, it came like up this one palette that had like I think 12 shades in or something. So like in a YouTube curriculum, it like immediately popped it up. Like, so it's like, I did enjoy one YouTuber. I will put her name when I edit. I have, but only it's the second time seeing her with Colourpop. So I like her upbeat attitude. This other girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but she looks bored when she does Colourpop, and look like she's not really interested in it. But this other girl, I love her energy. She's very nice. She's very cool. So I like her. She has like, I don't know, a couple thousand subscribers, which I would kill for. So, not literally, but yeah. It's a little stronger than I thought. But it's giving us that wine look that the other palettes had. So. Okay. And I finished wiping off my powder after this video and just go to sleep. So my bunny doing something. But anyway, I have a pet bunny. Yeah, I know people still do this, these rings around their neck. But I think it looks very beautiful. I know it's not a popular belief, but it's true. Virginians actually love African art. Especially Egyptian art too. Especially Egyptian. In Indian art too. So I know that's not popular belief. In a lot of people's minds, we still own slaves here. Like, no joke. They have it like framed in their mind. That's not all what Virginia is. And it's kind of sad that you viewer, you may not, but a lot of people do. Yeah, there's a nasty view on us. How we're uncultured and stuff like that. That's not true. We're rich with culture. So it's completely untrue. And we're very open-minded, too. We kind of accept all people. So, we even have a pagan festival near my area. Yeah. In Virginia. Yeah. It's just sad that you may not, but it's sad that's all they want to talk about Virginia is the slave history or the Indian history that is negative, but that's not what. Yes, that is a part of the Virginia history, but that's not everything. So it's just ain't fair, to be honest. I'm part Indian. I don't know how much, but a lot of my futures are Indian, but I'm just very pale. So, people when I was very little will always say Cherokee. You look Cherokee. So, and they saw it as something that's beautiful. Not, oh, you need to feel like you were depressed because your ancestors just happened. That never was brought up. They only said, wow, you can tell you look Cherokee. That's beautiful. That's what they said. It wasn't about this, oh, your ancestors were depressed. No one came up to me and said that as a child. Never. So it just. I think people that come up with these ideas are not very culture. As I think they have a very bland view on things, honestly. So, yeah, this is how I feel about it. I'm gonna mix this brighter red with it a little bit. I think it's a problem, and they say, oh, other people are not culture, but I think it makes me feel like they're not, and they're trying to overcompensate for something. I don't know. I don't like it. I understand what happened in history, but you do not need to condemn people that did not live back then. So, for the color of their skin. For any reason, no matter what race they are. Because that's just kind of fucked up. Yeah. I'm going way too dark with this. I haven't digged in this in a while. So, I think all culture is beautiful, to be honest. And I love the culture. And I think it's largely because of my Virginia background. For background, I don't know. I live in Virginia still, so yeah. So I think it's because of that. Yeah. We have very old houses everywhere. Some dates back 100, 200 years. some don't. Some date back to the 70s, and it's just like so much building culture. Excuse me. And we have this in Stanton, I think it's like 15 minutes from me. This beautiful Catholic church. It's like, so you have a blended of different centuries. It's like verse in one place. How can you not love culture growing up in that? You can't. It's impossible. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go with this red. Okay. Yeah, I think we need to remember history. We don't need to erase it. That's why I really have a problem with it. Not only Virginia is kind of getting a bad rap, but to be honest, that is not fair. But we have this all blended, and it's like there's in Stanton, there's this these beautiful houses back where coal was a thing. People were making money, man, on coal, and of course it ended. So West Virginia was the last to go with the coal mines. But you can tell for the coal mine, Virginia at one point had a very, very, very rich society. And it's pretty much, in a way, deserted, kind of. Those old houses, they're trying to keep up, which is very hard because of what they were made out of in that era. But the houses that were, in the slave era, they're more capable. Like, I think I went on a path, like a trail, and there was like this brick house with trees growing around it. But you can tell it was a brick house once there. I think it's because with the coal mine, like, whole thing, they went to a cheaper production of homes, and then used other things that weren't safe as well. But worse than like it back then, where they used a lot of stone. So those homes stay, even though, they're completely deserted and they're like in the woods. They're still there. It's funny how our houses now are worse than in the coal mine era. Our houses that they build now aren't good. Like, they maybe got 20 years till they start falling apart. So it's like, yeah, it's like more cheaper production. But back in those era, there was probably, I don't know, people, all over Europe probably coming here to design those, looking for America to start a new life. So there's probably a lot of, they're probably just better at building things than they were in the coal mine era or in the era now. Because it's just like, oh, how can I possibly make this cheaper? Like, people think that. They don't think, how can I possibly make this last? Like they did in that beginning stages of America. I want this to last. We don't think that way anymore. And I think that's the good thing that was then. They built things to last. And we completely lost sight of that. Like, I think I saw something similar to this shade in the Colourpop. So I'm going to use this one. But we don't build things to last anymore. We build it to break down. I think literally on purpose. So you can buy a new one. You know? So, I think I went too far up. What do you think? Or you maybe like it. I don't know. But we just don't build things to last anymore. We're consumers, and some ways that's good, but in a lot of ways that's bad. And I know my voice is changing as I talk, but yeah, I have allergies in the throat, and I'm tired. I wish that this red was brighter. Okay, let's see. Should I get this thing? Okay. But I really think we need to go back to that. Making things that last. So they're being irresponsible and just building things to break down. Because we're just thinking of greed. You know, I admire the buildings that they had. I do think they're beautiful, honestly, because they are. Excuse me. They're good architecture. And I see that. But was our ancestors completely correct on everything? Definitely not. So, but they still have something to teach us, if it just what not to do. But in some cases, there's some good there. You know, and me being a child and going on like mountain trails, I saw that. I saw the beauty in that. And I think that's awesome. Sometimes I would see lilies, like daffodils, like lilies. It's like, how did they get here? They're bulbs. And much later, it occurred to me, someone must have planted those there at one point in history. It used to be someone's home at one point. Or, well, several people's homes. Because if they owned slaves, that would, even if they were slaves, it would be their home too. So, be a whole, like a lot of people living in one spot. So, and I think it's cool. But apparently, they liked lilies. And of course, people that are uppity, I like to say they're uppity, I'm sorry, but they don't understand that like I do. Seeing lilies in the woods, or seeing the little house, like stone house, and amazed by it. Because it's not their upbringing. They don't see that some of it is actually pretty. isn't all ugly. Okay? And that's how I feel about it. And I know I'm gonna be dragged about it and called racist and all this ridiculous names and unfair. Because I see beauty in history, even though there are some ugly parts to it. Yeah. But I think that makes me a bigger person than you. And I understand Virginia culture better than you do. So I'm completely okay with that. If you feel comfortable about calling me a racist and everything in the book, you possibly can call me. Well, that says I'm good as a person, as a human being, and apparently you're not. I am sorry. I'm being blurry blunt because I'm tired. But you don't mean calling people names and stuff like that. You know, I know I'm not a racist. I know I'm not a bigot or all kinds of names like that. I know that. Yeah. I have black family members. I am very cultured here. We exist with Caucasian, African Americans, and people that are from Mexico. That's what I grew up with. So I know good and well I'm not a racist. And it just, someone call me racist, they're completely ignorant. Plain and simple. I have lived here pretty much my whole life. My mom, she is from North Carolina. North Carolina and Virginia, very similar cultures. So I always have had a Southern background. And I'm very proud of it. In no way, shape, or form, anyone's gonna make me feel ashamed of it. So, I'm very proud of that. Okay, I'm trying to do a little liner look.